What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another video. I want to walk you through my best month of trading on the year, statistically wise, as you probably have seen. My perfect green month of 13 straight green days. Going back into November, I had a few green days in there. That's how I got the streak of 16. But 13 of them came in the month of December. A nice way to finish off the year, a great way to finish off the year. Feeling good, boosting some confidence, taking that momentum into the new year is always great. But I want to walk you through some of the trades you maybe haven't seen. Obviously, I went over a couple of the trades in my 25 Days of Christmas series. So if you haven't seen that, I filmed that in December. The 25 Days of Christmas, 25 videos. So definitely go check that out. Subscribe to the YouTube so you don't miss future uploads in the new year. But I want to talk about some markups that we haven't seen and even just some of the approach and psychological stuff that obviously I can't explain in every video because it's all trade dependent. But in this one, looking at the month as you've seen, 13 straight green days. Of course, I didn't trade every day. Now, either did you, I assume, with the Christmas in the middle, a few days of traveling. But overall, I didn't trade today, keeping the month green. But nothing really screamed at me today. But just going over the month of it, 13 days, about on par with what I normally trade. Look back at November. Is that not updating? I think it was like 13, 15 days. My trade has been a little funky the past few days that the squares are loading on the right, but the squares aren't shown on the calendar. There it is. There's October, 9 days, and then 13 days in November, 13 in December. So we'll take that. But anyways, let's dive into some of the trades that maybe you've seen, but this one, that's not an Evan Dyer play by any means. And this is the first one of the month that I'm taking to start off this great month. It's an interesting choice. But selling it above the New York VWAP. Now, definitely not my best play. I would probably never tell anyone to do this. This was very discretionary, driven. Of you can't see down here, but the 15-minute was just very, very overextended to the upside. Feeling like we need a pullback. Maybe I was playing against a double break stat at this time, but it does eventually double break. So I don't know if that was the true meaning of it. It's probably just a stupid, aggressive short, honestly, and it happened to work out. Doesn't mean I need to take it. Doesn't mean I should have taken it, right? So just be careful. Seeing wins, you don't have to let me off the hook of, oh, wow, great trade. Wow, he picked that perfectly. No, doesn't mean it was a good trade. Doesn't mean I should have been in it. It just happened to work. That if I try this 10 times, I'm not winning that 7 or 8 times if I had to guess. So it's a fortunate win using my experience and my discretion of that 15-minute and maybe the slowing at this high of day, how it's throwing some pins and really slowing down, but not my normal trending plays. Like this one's a little bit better. Seeing the blue view up, that's yesterday's New York. So we got some taps to it that buyers really can't break us above there. So maybe we're still making lower highs on top. And we get back below the New York. So I get a good stop loss, at least, of only 5 points above all that consolidation, saying if buyers finally do step in from there, then get me out. But we get back below the New York. I'm trading it to the bottom of the range because you can see at this time we have no breaks to the 15 opening range yet. On the upside or the downside, we have the pin from the first minute. That's not a break. This is not breaking it either. So we haven't broken the side of a range yet. I know we're probably going to break one side. And it looks like buyers are really struggling over here. So with sellers stepping in here, I'm going to go say we probably go take out that downside. So I don't hate that trade. Definitely a lot better than this one. Do not take this one if I had to give you some advice. Now this one, the first loss of the month. I think a few of us got induced into this one as the bar. If you guys see that pin here, started off very bullish. Like, oh my god, we're going. I better jump in. So I got a pretty good price if it were to hold and close the day or close that bar bullish. Obviously, you wait for candles to close. It comes all the way back down. Buyers are not in. They did not take control. The next candle slightly above and then right back underneath. So a tough trade. We just double broke the opening range high and low within like 5 or 6 minutes. But I really like the longs on the 15-minute here. Higher highs and higher lows. We got the retest to the daily view up that I want. It's a great place to find longs after. And we're breaking the New York VWAP. And you can see the midnight price below us at 53%. Not super likely that we want to go get that. And it doesn't really feed into the short looking market on the left. It does not look short biased at all. So I'm definitely right in wanting to find longs. So it stops us out and then comes back higher, and then I'm able to find another long later on. Still fitting my plan, a nice bounce off New York. We just got a new high today saying, yep, buyers are indeed in. There's the new high. Pullback, break, bounce, boom, trend continuation. Now this just looks like a higher low from that higher time frame picture we just looked at on the left of this markup. So I was right on the direction, just a little bit early. Maybe if I waited for that candle to close, I wouldn't have said, oh, no, I'm not ready to buy that yet. And then maybe I avoid that first initial drop down, and then maybe I could buy it even sooner over here on that close because that's a solid one compared to the pin we got over here. But got a little eager. So good to make it back. Not a super big day, but good to stick with the direction and not instantly get out of my long and say, oh shit, this must be going low. Let's go short because you get a few points out of it, but then right back up. So sticking to that conviction of your bias, not saying, oh, I got out one way, so it must be going the other way. Absolutely not. If you don't have trust in your analysis, in your discretion, in your plan, then yes, you will flip flop very easily. But I took that loss on the chin, saying, okay, let's see if sellers do in fact want to take over and I'm looking for shorts later. Or our buyer's going to step right back in and that work out later. And it's pretty much like we talk about what's the price that pays today? That's the price I bought it at. Didn't work out. If I bought it at that same price a little bit later, that works out. If I buy it at the same price a little bit later, that would have paid. So it's all about timing. All right, I tried here, I lost. If I tried the next two times at that same price, you would have made some money. So have some conviction with it. This one, clean trend, full pullback, first healthy one, the only healthy one of the day. A break of lower day VWAP. This one takes on some heat. I take the loss because now it really won the full retest to New York. But it looked like these were going to be the ones that popped, right? Still making lower highs on top. Underneath all VWAPs, bearish is clearly the direction. I definitely want to be short from there. Same thing, just a little bit earlier. I take it short again. This is the price that pays. I was just a little bit early on it. If I sold at that price at 6,073, I was a little early. Sold at 6,073 here, and I'm right. Same price, same idea, same retest, same VWAP break. I can't do anything else. I can't do anything better to say this one isn't going to work. I can't predict that. And I can't predict that this is going to be the one that works. I just have to be willing to swing twice, follow my plan, have conviction, but also, most importantly, confidence in it. It could be very tough to take a short at this price, lose, and say, you know what? I'm going to sell it there again. Even though it didn't work last time, I'm going to sell it there again. That can be tough, but toughen up. Really, that's really all it is. You got to have a solid plan. They have confidence in. If I'm willing to lose twice, I'm gonna take two swings, same direction, then I'm cutting myself off. And then this one, this is the break-even day. But this is kind of pivotal in the month. This is the 10th, so it's still early on in the month, kind of mid-month for the short month we have. But I took this nice NQ, clearly bearish on top, right? Lower highs, underneath opening range low. New York VWAP, we just got a new low a day. I'm looking for shorts. Now, when can I get in short? I might break a lower day view up. Okay, beautiful. I'm going to short it. I just mismanaged this, moving the stop loss to break even way too soon. I get stopped out, and then it eventually falls 1R. That one's obviously on me. I made a whole video about that because I actually took 2 or 3 donuts on that day, micromanaging the stop losses too soon because I was busy with other things. But it was pivotal in that. That's the 10th. We come back in the next day. I sit through my trades properly because I have to take on heat on this one, but I'm not going to move it to break even right here or whatever and get stopped out break even because it doesn't call for it. I'm not going to pull it here because I'm scared that I'm in drawdown. I have confidence in my plan. I took a good trade. My stop was down here. If you read the notes, if you want to screenshot it or whatever, my stop loss was big to give it some space. But as it held the New York a second time, I want to give it less room to now pull back on me because this is the clear level that's my support. So now I'm comfortable moving the stop up. I added in as well, so I'm kind of adding risk, but the risk is kind of the same because my stop loss is getting smaller, right? If I only added in and I kept the stop loss down here, then yeah, I'm adding in more dollar risk. But in this case, it kind of evened out anyways. But now I need a less move for 1R, if you think about it like that. But a clean move, clean trend off the key level, that's what I'm looking to do every day. This is the next day. So after the break even day, clean trade there, and another clean trade the next day. Underneath all VWAPs of, you can see yesterday's New York way up here, all-time high view up here in green, just following the lower highs. Not chasing this first break outside the opening range low. I talk about that all the time on ASFX TV in my Futures 2.0 course. This is the signal. The second break outside the open range low after sellers clearly defended this New York VWAP retest, still building bearish structure. Let's continue lower. And it doesn't continue lower all day. It actually comes right back up. But that's fine. I'm looking for my piece of the move. I got 7 points, risking 6. We'll take that any day of the week. Clean, stress-free, sellers in control the whole time. Beautiful. Now this one. Same thing. Clean trend. This one probably even better back here. The bounce off New York, maybe even a break of like high day somewhere along there. You long it here. That's a beautiful one off a key VWAP and a key level. This one just a new high, pullback, break of high day, moves higher. Clean trend. You don't gotta talk about it too much. I think you guys all see that trade of how it fits my plan. I didn't take this also on NQ, so it's a little bit different. I don't really take these. That's probably why I wasn't looking to take it around 10 a.m. early on. I probably wasn't looking at it, probably on ES. But as ES wasn't really giving opportunities, that's normally when I'll switch over to NQ. Now, this one was right before Christmas Eve on the 23rd. Same thing, kind of similar to the two markups ago we just talked about. Not taking the first break outside the open range. Let's say somewhere along here. Sellers defend the view up again, and I'll short it the second time. And then that's where I'll get the bigger move. It's not even that first one can't win. Sometimes I think it doesn't win more times than not. It's about getting the bigger move, right? Because if I just clear this, let's say I were to sell it on a break, you could definitely make money in this little move, right? You could. I just think that by waiting, it's more high probability they're not going to get stopped out because now you've seen this structure be formed and you're selling it later on. But I also think there's normally a bigger move to come that you can take advantage of that 21-point move rather than maybe that first one's 8, right? So I'm looking for the higher probability setup as well as the bigger move, right? Obviously. So that's why you normally see me wait for these second ones because I'm getting more conviction of okay, now we're back below the yesterday's New York, you're up here in blue a second time. We're breaking a lower day VWAP. Sellers clearly defended here. There's no buyers. Yeah, I definitely want to be short. Okay, let's go short. There's a bigger move to be had, a quicker move, and a less stressful. Is this going to win or buyer's going to step in? Now, this is the last one, the beautiful one that topped off the month. That if you saw on stream right after Christmas, this is on last Friday. Austin landed up in here, but look at the 15-minute. No buyers in sight. I cannot buy it down there. Just following the shorts, lower highs. So once it's the same thing, just it looks a little bit different. You could call this the first break of the open range low. Not taking that. Buyers try to take control here, and if they do on Austin's long, cool, congrats. It's going to go higher. Maybe we'll look for some longs. But since buyers fail there and sellers step back in a second time, okay, now I want to go short because I saw the buyers try. They failed. Sellers are back in. Let's continue this trend we have here on the left side. And that's what this trade really is. So they look a little bit different in terms of where they are in relation to the opening range, the New York view up, but it's really the same premise around all the trades. If you could focus and really pick up on it, the one thing that's maybe not great about this is the all-time high view up. It's right in the way. So that's probably why he liked the longs, trying to find a bounce off that. My note on that was there's orders below us. I'm just following the trend on the left side. And I think at this time, NQ was well below its all-time high view up. Now, whether that's a valid reason or not, I didn't think it would want to bounce randomly ES here when NQ had nothing below it. Since it already sliced through it, I thought it could keep on slicing, which in turn would keep on slicing my ES. So, nice trade. I got good risk reward. Also, one last thing on this one. The double break of the opening range was only like 52%. So, not super likely. So, once it failed to really get it on this attempt, okay, yeah, now I believe we probably don't want to do that double break. Sellers are going to step back in and continue a slower here. So a couple things going into it, but really just keeping it simple for the most part. Obviously, you saw some trades that weren't beautifully mined, like this first one we went over, kind of calling a top here, but made some money out of it. Doesn't mean it's a great trade. But the rest that are trending off a key level, off a key VWAP, being patient for my setup of that second breakout side, whether it's above or below, riding the structure, waiting for trend to be trending, right? I can't wait for structure to be choppy in this one. My lower day breaks aren't really going to work in this when there's no trend. So it's very rangy. The one thing I do like is it does look rangy. I'd rather be selling it at the top than trying to buy it at the top of a range. But regardless, still not a beautiful trade. But a great month, great finish to the year, like I mentioned. We had the great series of 25 days of trading while doing all these trades. That was fun. Nice little challenge to get all that content out. Plenty more videos to come in the new year. Obviously, the streak, we'll keep that up as long as we can. Let's have a great start to the new year and a great finish to the year if you are trading tomorrow. And then we'll come back in on ASFX TV in the new year. We'll keep on taking clean, trending trades. Realistically, just keep it tight, follow your rules, and as you go along, you'll find what your setup is like mine. If it's not going to be exactly like mine, that's fine. but find yours and look to repeat it. Out of, I don't know how many trades there were, I'd say 70 to 80% looked like my trade. So I could live and die by those wins and losses because I'm following a trading plan consistently. So over a year, I'll get positive results. All right. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, give it a share if you really found some value in it. Let's keep up the streak. Let's keep finding our best trades. Start off the new year hot and continue this momentum from the 2024 right into the new year. If you got any questions, always feel free to reach out. But other than that, beautiful month. I think it was up, what do we say, about 8K or so. So let's keep it rolling. I'll see you guys on the desk tomorrow morning.